Music shops are quiet places, full of instruments waiting for hands and hearts to give them purpose. And sometimes, legends walk into them not to buy music, but because music has carried them their entire life. André Rieu, the man who built a global empire from waltzes, just cancelled everything. After a terrifying collapse in Mexico City, at 74, his body finally whispered, "No more." Fans were sent home. Shows stopped. And now, his son quietly holds the reins of the empire he built. This is the same man who performed nearly 100 shows a year, owned more than 80 properties, and once swore he'd play until he turned 140. But today, his final concert in Maastricht may become his goodbye. André Rieu was born in Maastricht, Netherlands in 1949, in a home where music lived, but warmth didn't. His father, the conductor of the Maastricht Symphony Orchestra, believed in discipline, not affection. Rieu was the third of 6 children, raised in a household that felt more like a training camp than a family. No hugs. No laughter. No friends allowed. Silence was a rule. Love was a rumor. He once said, "My parents didn't love me very much." Not as an exaggeration, but as a wound carried for a lifetime. Little André's energy clashed with the strict world around him. His mother prized grades and discipline. When teachers called André an artist, she saw it as failure. To be noticed, he had to be perfect, and even then, it never felt enough. Therapy later became his way of understanding the emptiness of his childhood. But perhaps that emptiness became fuel to change the world of classical music. At age 5, he didn't fall in love with the violin, he fell in love with his violin teacher. She was 18, kind, elegant, and to him, magical. He watched every movement she made. Not learning notes, learning emotions. While other children struggled with scales, he had already discovered vibrato, the trembling life inside a note. Emotion, not perfection, that would define his destiny. But his home life only grew colder. Rieu didn't want classical music to be stiff and serious, he wanted joy and life. His father saw that desire as disrespect. When André revealed he wanted to play waltzes, his father snapped. "I didn't educate you for waltzes." When he brought home Marjorie, the woman he loved, his mother rejected her. André walked out. He never returned. His parents never attended a single concert, not even when he became a global phenomenon. His father died without ever seeing what André became. Yet in the ashes of rejection, a vision grew. At rehearsals, he noticed something strange: many musicians didn't feel the music. They spoke about weather, complained about pay. It was lifeless. But when a Strauss waltz began, something changed. Audiences lit up. They smiled. They hummed. They felt. One day, he played for a dying woman who had not opened her eyes in days. As his violin sang, she opened them. In that moment, André truly understood music. It was not sound, it was life. In 1978, broke but determined, with a newborn son and a dream, he formed a modest salon orchestra. They played weddings, small halls, border towns. No glamour. No fame. Only passion. Then in 1988, he dared bigger. The Johann Strauss Orchestra was born. Critics mocked him. The classical world refused to take him seriously. But audiences loved him. And then came May 1995. Champions League Final, Vienna. 50,000 football fans. André lifted his bow, waltz number 2 filled the stadium, and the impossible happened. A football crowd swayed to classical music. Europe watched in awe. Over 300 million people witnessed history. 200,000 CDs sold in weeks. Number 1 charts. A movement was born, the Rieu Revolution. Yet critics attacked him relentlessly. They called his shows musical pornography, mocked the colorful dresses, the laughter, the spectacle. So he went bigger. In 2008, he built a traveling replica of Vienna's Schönbrunn Palace, 34 million euros, horses, fountains, ice rinks. Purists hated it. Audiences adored it. He wasn't just performing, he was bringing Vienna to the world. His concerts filled stadiums. 90,000 people across 3 shows in Melbourne. Top 10 grossing tour globally. 500+ platinum awards. No classical artist had ever done that. But life wasn't only celebration. In 2016, tragedy struck. Longtime orchestra member Ruud Merckx died suddenly on tour. Rieu cancelled everything. The orchestra wasn't a band to him, it was family. He faced a giant legal fine for children appearing at his show, fought and won. He paid for stolen instruments for disabled musicians, quietly, without publicity. He offered steel for the restoration of Notre Dame. And when financial crisis nearly forced him to sell his Stradivarius, he began investing, nearly 80 properties across the Netherlands today. His wife, Marjorie, remained the quiet mastermind behind the scenes, composing, guiding, dreaming. Their son Pierre eventually took control of business operations, protecting André from stress. And now, little Daisy, his 9-year-old granddaughter, practices with the orchestra, the next chapter beginning softly. Then came Mexico City. High altitude. Exhaustion. Fever. André collapsed. Shaking, dizzy, defeated. He whispered to his wife, "I felt 100 years old." The man who never stopped finally met his limit. His son changed touring plans. No more brutal travel, no more worldwide runs. Europe only. Slow. Controlled. Safe. But André refuses to surrender fully. He laughs about playing until 140. He travels with a trainer, protects his sleep, believes in music as medicine. And maybe that's what keeps him going, the belief that music heals wounds time can't. Because André Rieu didn't just revive waltzes. He revived joy. He turned silence into applause. He turned pain into beauty. And somewhere, in every smiling audience, a lonely child finally finds comfort, just as he once searched for it. As he returns to Maastricht, the world holds its breath. Is it a celebration, or a farewell? No one knows. Not even him. But one thing is certain. The world danced because of him. And his music will keep dancing, long after the maestro lowers his bow for the final time.